So I'm going to go on to another one now, another kind of strategy. And this is something I call PP, which is an acronym, PEE. It's one of my favorite acronyms because it's silly, but also it stands for pre-event empathy and post-event empathy. Pre-event empathy is when you know you're going to go into a difficult situation, especially with your kids, because we're largely talking about parenting here and working with young people. You know you're going to go into a difficult situation, and you give yourself empathy for the potential feelings you're going to have and acknowledgement ahead of time. So that when you go in, it's not a shock to your system. You're already prepared. You've already created a buffer system, so that you can, so that you don't react. And then post-event empathy is when, and we're going to talk some more detail about how to do this, is when you do have a difficult emotion, how can you release the residue? And we're going to talk about a few different ways to release that residue. But there was this parent who called me, and her and her 15-year-old had this big fight, and the 15-year-old slammed the door, went into their room, and then she called me. She's like, Vivek, I want to go make amends with my kid. I feel bad that I yelled at her, and I know I made her angry. What do I do? And we talked about it for a while, and she decided she was going to go up and apologize. And she got her favorite movie, and she made some popcorn. She said, "Why don't we connect, and we'll watch your favorite movie, and we'll have a nice evening together." And I'm really sorry. I said, "Okay, but she's 15 and she's angry. So when you go up there, she might just tell you to fuck off. And if she does tell you that, you're going to get activated and you're going to get angry, and then you're going to react. And then it's just going to make it's just going to make it worse." So I said, instead, take a moment before you go up there. And this is where the first P of PP comes in, the pre-event empathy. Um, I said, just in your mind, visualize this. And this is something you can do for yourselves with your kids in different situations. Visualize yourself going up, and you open the door, and with your heart completely open, you apologize and you say, "Hey, I want to say sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you. I wish I hadn't. I rather would have taken a breath and really listened to you. And I'm sorry. And I got your favorite movie and you made some popcorn. I'd love to spend time together." And then imagine that your kid goes, "Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see you." And then you get upset. And then in your imagination, give yourself empathy for it. Calm your nervous system. Give them empathy. It's understandable that they were doing it that way. And it hurts you. Of course it hurts because it touches on your childhood stuff. And just give yourself real feelings for it. So she did this, and then she went up and she opened the door and she did the apology to her kid. Her kid, exactly as I predicted, told her to F off because I know teenagers, and told her to F off. It didn't have enough time to process. And she said, "Oh, okay, thank you for telling me. I really appreciate it. I can see you're still upset. It's perfectly reasonable. I'm gonna go. If you want to come down and watch the movie with me, whatever, I'm here." And she left. And and she messaged me, I was like, "Well, how was it for you?" She said, "You know what? I didn't get upset because I was expecting it, because I had already given myself kindness for that reaction, even though it hadn't happened yet. And I was cool." And like an hour later, the kid came down and they hugged and they watched the movie together and they had popcorn and the whole thing, right? Because the kid had their own time to find their way. Because the apology did take time to land and they felt the sincerity of it. They just couldn't handle it in the moment. And so pre-event empathy is really, really, really useful. And so, yeah, so I offer that to you. It's really great. And you can just remember it by saying PP,